Hey guys, it is your girl V with Reality Recap here for a little catch up tea session. I haven't been on in quite some time. As you can hear, I'm still trying to get over a cold, and I just needed to catch up with you guys and discuss or give you my unsolicited thoughts, as I always say. On the latest episodes, we had the season premiere, season six premiere of Love and Hip Hop Miami yesterday. We also had, well, not what's today? Today is Wednesday. So Love and Hip Hop, yeah, Love and Hip Hop Miami. We also had the season premiere of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, as well as another dreadful episode of Real Housewives of New York. Let's get into it. We're streaming live right now on Facebook and on YouTube. I have no idea why we cannot get the stream together on Instagram. I'm going to try one more time. I don't know what's up with Instagram. I don't know. Restream changed their stuff around, and ever since I have not been able to stream with Instagram, so I'm gonna have to figure it out. But anyways, let's get started. I can see your comments. Let me know. Have you watched Love and Hip Hop Miami? Have you watched Beverly Hills? Are you still watching RHONY hanging on by a thread, or are you liking it? Let me know. Let me pull up my notes as always, so we can get into it. Starting with Love and Hip Hop Miami. It's three shows to cover, so I'm going to be brief, yet still be informative and try to make you laugh on this hump day because the Lord knows I need it. The holiday season is approaching. I have to be honest with you guys, it's not my favorite time of the year. It is stressful. We all want our kids to have every toy that they want. We have to manage buying groceries on top of Thanksgiving dinner, with groceries being out of control right now. My 40th birthday is coming. It seems like it's being overshadowed, as always, with everything else. My daughter just had a birthday. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just telling you where I am. I am truly struggling on a daily basis to get up out the bed. It is not a fun fourth quarter for me. It never really is. It's just really, really stressful. And I keep just pulling myself up, making myself get up, making myself get out the bed and come down here and get the energy that you guys always give me. So, with further ado, we're going to start with Love and Hip Hop Miami. We had, again, the season six premiere. Where's the picture? Everything's going wrong. What is happening? Let me see if I can get it on for you guys. It's probably going to be huge. There they are. Love and Hip Hop Miami. Season six premiere last night. So we start off with Black China is on this season of Love and Hip Hop Miami. She has joined the cast with her boyfriend Derek Milano. He is, I don't know him personally, but he seems to be a well-known songwriter, Grammy award winning songwriter who's worked with the likes of Beyonce and, need I say more, but he's looking to branch out into his own career and his own album, and he's working on that in Miami. So him and Angela, no longer Black China, will be bi-coastal and spending time in Miami. Angela, we know, is on her road, her journey of sobriety, of finding God, working out, keeping her mind, heart, soul strong. And she is worried about going to Miami, just with, she used to dance there. She spent some years there. And, the scene in Miami is known for partying, clubbing, that type of stuff. And that's not really what she's into at this point. So she's trying to balance it while opening a new, kind of seems like a salon where they do hair, makeup, nails all in one, like a one-stop shop beauty situation is what she's looking to open. And she has an a party coming for that as well. We see Amada. We catch up with Amada. She's moving out of her, I said, the mansion of many men past. They flash back and we saw, she was in this house with um Shay's brother when she was dating him. We see her in this house with her children's father and being engaged and breaking up, and him not coming to see the children and finding out that he was married already. We then see flashbacks of her in this house arguing with Safari and him saying he not gonna change. He gonna always be him till the day he dies. So yes, the mansion of many men past. She is moving out into a new home, which I'm happy for her. We see Trina with her boy toy slash husband that no one at this time, I mean, it came out on the internet, but during this tape, and of course, no one is aware she's secretly married. His name is Swerve. And right off the bat, I'm just like, he seems younger. She seems like she might be in her cougar age, her cougar era, let me say that, and really in love with this guy. Um, I was looking at the ring. The ring was huge, and immediately, call me shady. I was thinking she bought that ring herself. He did not buy that ring. I was interested in kind of finding out what does he do for a living. So, I did a little research on him. He goes by on the show, he goes by the name Swerve, but his real name is let me scroll back up. Benjamin Kearse Jr. is his real name, but he goes by Swerve. So I was like, okay, he has like this nickname. Is he in the music industry at all? I didn't find anything about that. It seems that he's into real estate, buying and flipping houses. If you saw that ring on his finger, on her finger, it is massive. So either he flipped all of Miami and made profit in real estate, or she bought that ring herself. One or the other. I don't know too much about him. These are just my thoughts and my own hypothesis. But the huge, the ring is huge, and I personally feel like she had a hand in the down deposit or something. But it is a beautiful ring. Um, we then go to Flo's housewarming. Flo has a housewarming where she's letting everyone know that she bought a $2 million Airbnb, child. We just saw Flo last season getting evicted out of her boutique place because she couldn't keep up with the rent that her girlfriend at the time had to help her with. So where she now has purchased or got the money to purchase this $2 million house, it's exhausting, but I don't believe it. It's giving. It's an Airbnb. Marlon's living in the house. I'm in the Airbnb with her. But she's saying they're not together. He's saying all he is the maid, gardener, pool guy, and etc. They probably still sleeping together. And she also announces at the housewarming that she is opening up a new cosmetic store. And I'm saying, what happened with the eviction at the boutique? Okay, so you packed up and you found somewhere else to move into until you get evicted from there, basically. Um, what else did we see? Trina and Trick had a show, and it was like it could have been dope. Like, and I believe Trick's part of the show was dope, but they had a huge, large orchestra where they were doing a live performance with an orchestra playing the music. And Trick sounded good. His audio sounded good. His mic was good, but that's because Trick made it to mic check, and Trick thought he took it seriously. Where, as always, we see Trina always have like a chaotic team, always late. She missed sound check. It looked like she had a wardrobe malfunction also, that she was too busy kissing on her husband in the back to get the wardrobe malfunction fixed. So her mic was terrible. She couldn't perform. She could barely walk because I guess her skirt was split straight down the middle in the back. It was terrible. And at this point, all respect to Trina and what she's given to the hip hop gang. But if you just want to be in love, and maybe it's time to retire from the rapping in the rap game, because I'm really getting tired of seeing a legend or icon get on our TV screen season after season and show us how discombobulated her performances are, her schedule, video shoots, photo shoots, everything is never right. So it's either, if you're not being shown in the best light as the iconic rapper that you are, then mm, maybe it's time to either hang up being on the show, focus on your marriage, or just not show us the performance part of it. Because we keep seeing this show after show. It's getting a little embarrassing, to be honest. Um, Brooke is back. Brooke Valentine, she's back on the show again. She says she's back in Miami to make music. I ain't heard the old music or the music that she was working on the last season. But do we really ever with these 11 hip hop cast people? Never. Excuse me. So with that said, she's back. She says she's working on music, and she dropped by Amada's new house. We get to see Amada's new house, which is a fixer upper, but it has potential. It's a great, look like great land, huge home. You know, I personally wouldn't want to live in a home while there's construction needed, especially with two children. And she did say she still had the other home and that she was going to sell that and buy two properties with that money for, rental property. So I personally probably would have stayed in that home until this one got fixed up. But it looks like it does have potential to be like a compound and really be something that she can have like a forever home. But anyway, Brooke stops by, talks to her, and is encouraging her. As always, Brooke's encouraging those messy fight conversations. They're always encouraged by her, but she wants Amada to sit down and talk to Flo and Liza. We remember at the end of last season with Flo and Liza, we saw what went down with, Amada announcing she's engaged. Flo saying like, "Oh well, you engaged, but he was in the studio flirting with me," which, in my opinion, it really was Flo that was all over him and taking his hands and putting it on her body. It was not the other way around. Liza, we know she was dating him because she said that she didn't know that him and Amada were actually together because Amada had made an announcement prior saying that it was all for TV, it was just for the show. So she took that as the green light that she can mess with him. And at then, when she also found about the engagement that night, she was showing text messages that Safari sent her a video of his peen and showing it all over the party, which kind of, we don't know. I mean, we don't know where Amada and Safari are right now. I still see them on Instagram together. I still see him buying jewelry. Then they're apart. I also seen him recently on Instagram. It's been alleged that he has a new girlfriend, a little snow bunny. It's all over the place. So we haven't seen them together yet in this first episode to know where they are. But Amada decides, okay, I'll have this conversation with Eliza and with Flo. Brooke says that she won't be in attendance of the sit down because she is pregnant. So congratulations to her, but she says she's pregnant. We'll see how that plays out because I did see in the sneak peek that her husband said he don't want no more kids. Why do we keep getting in these kids conversations with married couples? Like, isn't that something you should be discussing before you get married? Every show has this happening, so we'll see how that works out for them. But congratulations to her. She's also worried about it making her music take a back seat because she says she's known to disappear when when she gets pregnant, which we've seen in the past with her career. So we'll see what happens. But Amada meets up with Flo and with Eliza, and I feel like Amada opened up saying like, "Look, it felt embarrassing. You guys were at the party. Here I am thinking that this man is going to change for me. He loves me. He wants to marry me. and you guys are embarrassing me in public instead of pulling me to the side and saying, "Hey, this is what went on." Um, Flo got a little shady with it, in my opinion, and kind of was like, getting a little sassy. So Amada checked her, saying, "Well, Marlon be flirting with me." Ooh, there's more to come with that this season as well. But once Flo heard that, she got mad, and they're going back and forth. Eliza's sitting over there really on Amada's side because she knows she did wrong. And, you know, Flo throws a drink. Amada throws hers back. They have to be separated. And Flo is dismissed, looking like a clown. And Eliza takes that opportunity to hang back and says she takes full accountability. She didn't mean to embarrass Amada, that she was more trying to expose Safari. But at the end of the day, would I trust somebody that slept with someone that they knew, whether they knew it was for the TV show or not, or whatever? You still mess with Safari. And why are the three of y'all arguing and fighting over a man that's not just only for the streets, he's for the sewer, for the gutter, for the potholes, he's for everything? Why are we even there? Is there no other men in Miami? There has to be more men in a Miami besides just Safari. So why are we even discussing him, fighting over him? I have no idea. Hi, Latoria. Thank you for checking in. But yeah, so that's what we left off with the episode. Flo and Amada. That's gonna come around again. It's definitely gonna. Hey, Lily. Thank you for checking in. It's definitely going to come around again with Amada and Marlon. We'll see, how much we see of Safari this season. He says that he took a step back from Love and Hip Hop, so we will see. Latoya said Amada is being a garden tool, and they need, and they is crazy. They all crazy. They all acting like garden tools, and Safari is the biggest garden tool of them all. That's why I said he not only for the streets, he for the gutter, he for the potholes, he's for the sewer, he's for all of the above, like a straight Ninja Turtle at this point. So I don't get what we really arguing over. I don't. But like I said, I see them on Instagram from time to time. He recently bought Amada a diamond necklace around the same week that he was asking for his child support to be lowered. Then he dropped those videos, those security videos of Erica hopping his fence, and it must have sparked some type of viral moment for him. So he ended up getting like 100K subscribers on YouTube. So I guess he's making money there. Recently, there were videos of him, with a new little snow bunny on his arm, and they were saying that's his girlfriend. So he's all over the place. Yes, Lily, we are doing a Beverly Hills recap. We are actually on our way to that right now. So for today, we were recapping Love and Hip Hop Miami. We are recapping Beverly Hills and then the dreadful Real Housewives of New York. So let's get right into Beverly Hills now. Let me make myself a little bit bigger on this screen too. But yes, let's get into Beverly Hills. My overall thoughts was it was an okay season premiere. It wasn't jam packed. I really do think, you know what? I'm just go ahead and say it. At this point, Salt Lake City got me spoiled. Salt Lake City has me spoiled. Their season premiere with that Bezos dinner and all of the drama. We had Mary and Brittany and Bronwyn in her heart coat and Lisa and Whitney and Heather jumping in, and it was just chef's kiss. So as far as Beverly Hills, it was a okay season premiere, but I need to see more. I definitely do. So let's get into it. Lily said Dorit is not backing down this season. I love that for her. Well, listen, Lily. Dorit did not have a choice. The rumblings in the street were that it took us a while to get the announcement or learn who would be on the cast of this season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And part of that allegedly was because producers were trying to figure out what to do with Dorit. And they pretty much made it clear, allegedly, that listen, you either talk about what's going on with you and PK, you'll be up front, or you will be demoted to friend of. And shortly after that is when the whole separation announcement came out that she put out there that we saw last night, back in May. And miraculously, she was then signed to her contract and was able to keep her diamond. So, she has clocked in for work. I agree with you, Lily, and she's not backing down. And clearly, when you're going through something like a separation, headed for a divorce, that's gonna have you on edge anyway. And you ain't gonna have the time to be dealing with nobody's nonsense. Anybody come at you, you gotta be snappy. But yeah, she definitely clocked in, Lily, because like I said, she ain't really have no choice. Latoya said, I haven't watched that yet, but I did see a clip. Kyle needs to not ask Dorit about shit because she didn't want to talk about her divorce and her, oh, not the carpet munching. Ooh, always so scandalous. Latoya said that's messed up because Kyle still haven't went into details about her marriage. Yes, let's talk about it because I'm annoyed with Kyle as well, Latoya. Like, she's still going around in circles, not talking, not addressing things. So I totally agree with what you're saying. So we start off with Sutton, and Sutton is saying that, she was able to sit down with Kyle after the reunion, after the rough season that they had last season, which was really rough because Sutton was standing on business like, yo, what's going on in your life? What's going on in your relationship? You're not keeping it 100 with us. And Kyle was mad about that. And when Kyle gets mad about people outing her on TV, what does she do? She doesn't talk to you. But Sutton says that, their relationship had turned the corner. They were able to sit down and have a conversation and that things got better. Give me 1 second, y'all. Ooh, this cold just, it won't go away. I'm trying to get rid of it so bad. Sutton is also throwing this bougie theme, like fashion artist party. I don't know the artist, I can't pronounce the name, but she's, throwing a party and everyone's gonna get dressed up. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Lily said, yeah, Kyle will always question her castmates, but she's never honest. I'm over vile Kyle. We did see Dorit meet up with Erica, and she lets Erica know that her and PK are separating. I have to say, watching Erica try to act so, excuse me, act so shocked about the separation and then try to cry, I fell out because when she told, she said, this is gonna make me cry. Like, Erica, stop playing like you wasn't at BravoCon letting us know back in 2022 you were asked the question, and I was actually there, guys, for that live taping at BravoCon for that Watch What Happens Live. I was in the audience when they asked that question of who do you think would be separated next, and she said PK and Dorit. That was for a reason. That was for a reason. I think a lot of people probably knew, or not a lot of people, but within there know that there could be trouble in paradise, that they weren't as compatible as we thought they were. It was for a reason. So just watching her try to act shocked and cry, I didn't see not one tear fall. She just kept wiping right here. I guess she was catching them before they fell down her face, child. But I just thought that was so hilarious. Like, Erica, stop playing. It was also ironic that Erica is the one that she has, she's confided in with this information, knowing that she kind of called it on that episode of Watch What Happens Live. It was just funny. I also don't like the picture of Lily said, take a shot of tequila to clear your throat. It works. Really? I need some. I don't even have any tequila in the house. I have not been out. I literally have just been in the house. I have to get my groove back, Lily. Like, I was talking about it a little bit. I don't want to go into it, but this is just not my time of year. Like the holiday season, it takes a lot for me to get through this last quarter. Like just a lot. You don't want to disappoint the kids. They want every toy under the sun. Groceries are through the roof, and we need groceries and Thanksgiving. My birthday is coming, and it feels like I can't even celebrate because all I'm focused on is making sure these kids have all their toys. It's just a really stressful season. I think I have a little bit of seasonal depression. And on top of that, just being transparent with you guys, New Year's scares the hell out of me. Like, I usually can't celebrate it. It usually brings on anxiety for me. I have to be honest. It it scares me more than a birthday. It really does. It's like a new year closer to death. Just being honest with you guys, I have some struggles with my anxiety and my depression. In fourth quarter, I literally have to drag myself out of the bed on a daily basis. It's not fun, but I'm trying. And y'all energy and having this podcast has truly made it better. So enough about that. I just be sharing with y'all sometimes. But yeah, I don't like how PK is being painted out by Dorit. She's saying that she's kind of calling him alcoholic and saying that, he drinks a lot and it's gotten worse and then their conversations are toxic. It's never really come up before. Only thing that ever came up before is that he has unhealthy eating habits. So when did he turn into an alcoholic? I don't know. But I didn't like her labeling him of that and kind of using that as the reason why their relationship went south. And I'm gonna be honest, I kind of more believe PK's story. When, we saw PK while Erica's sitting down with Dorit, we see PK sit down with Mo. And I just personally think they grew apart in a way that you know, PK seems resentful that he's had to work so much to try to keep up this lifestyle and the spending habits of Dorit. I think he feels like Dorit changed, got a little bit more bougie, a little bit more snobbish, and he's annoyed by her. And we saw that, not to say that they was right, but even last season when they did the like therapy session and she was trying to get over her PTSD from the robbery that happened in her home, he was kind of saying like some of the stuff that she's saying is PTSD is just honestly obnoxious. So it feels more like they've grown apart in different ways. I don't want to label this man as an alcoholic. I just I didn't like that she used that, and she said it a lot for it to just be one episode. She mentioned it several times that, oh, he pour alcohol on his problems, he drinks, he's an alcoholic. She also is saying that she didn't want to separate. Is something that he wanted. That's the only thing she said that I did believe. I believe that he had enough. I've seen him lately hanging out. He in the streets with Mo. Him and Mo having a good time hanging out with the Summer House boys. They partying and living it up. Like, I think he wanted to get back into the streets. I think he had enough of trying to keep up with the Joneses and always traveling and working and working and working, which, listen, this is something that he created. He created the monster, buying her rose colored Bentleys and new houses and all of that. He created the monster, but I think he had enough of it. Let's see what y'all think. Lily said, I second that. I never believed he was an alcoholic. They just weren't seeing eye to eye anymore. Latoria said, PK has been telling Dorit for the last 3 years and been warning her, especially after the lawsuit and all of that spending. She kept wanting to keep up with Kyle and them. So I said, keeping up with the Joneses. And Latoya said, then that PTSD of this weird ass robbery story, Dorit lying on PK, and that is why PK been getting the hell away from her. Yeah. I struggle with I didn't even want to say it, but I struggled with that robbery as well. It was giving insurance fraud. It was giving I need some more money to keep shopping. Even that, and then the house robbery story, and then the story about the money taken out of her pocketbook. None of it made sense to me. Not at all. I saw that as well, Lily, that their house is in foreclosure. Yeah. I definitely think that money and just growing apart really was more to do with it than this picture of her trying to paint as an alcoholic. And I was a little disappointed that she did that to him. What else did we see last night? Oh, we see Kyle. Kyle, Maurice has moved out, and I'm saying good for him. I'm glad that Maurice moved out. I'm glad Mauricio moved out. I hope he continues to still be on the show because at this point I'm more interested in seeing his single life than seeing Kyle live a lie. I'm glad he moved out and now she got to pick up furniture on her own. Hopefully she realizes what she missed out on because I really think that I think Maurice is a good dude. And if you ask me, I'd rather cry in a Bentley because he got way too much money for me to get up off my throne. I'm going to just be honest. Y'all, hold on. I cannot stop coughing. Trying to see if I get one good cough out. But I'd rather see him, honestly. I was a little sad that his show on Netflix got canceled, but I hope he continues to be on the show. Um, Kyle, we saw Kyle talk about her relationship with Dorit because Erica stopped by. We gotta watch Erica though. I feel like Erica is playing both sides here. You know, she's teeter tottering between Dorit and Kyle, and I think that's gonna get her in a little bit of trouble. She's being a spokesperson for Dorit when she's in front of Kyle, and vice versa when she's in front of Dorit. Just stay in a neutral lane, listen to what they say, and mind your business. Is how I feel. But we gotta watch Erica this season and see how this plays out because I do think she is teeter tottering a little bit. But because she went and had the conversation with Dorit, she told her she was separated. She talked about how she feels about Kyle, and then we see her go and sit down and talk to Kyle, and kind of being a little bit of a spokesperson. Well, Dorit feels this way, and Dorit didn't understand that you were upset with her when she kind of butted in at the reunion when Kyle and Kathy were having their moment, and I think she should just stay in your lane, girl, because that's gonna come back to bite you. Lily said, I wonder if her daughter moved out because of the whole scandal with Morgan Wade and she was siding with her dad because her daughter seemed to be close to her. So that made me curious. Yeah, she didn't speak as into why she moved out. I don't know if it's just, age, doing well in the real estate game with her dad. I don't know. But I mean, Kyle talked about it last night vaguely because I'm gonna save that, but it made no sense. But it sounds like her daughters are still on her side. But I'm gonna save my thoughts on that because 2 plus 2 is not adding up. We're gonna get to that shortly. But Kyle and Dorit's friendship, it's rocky. It seems layered, but to me, it doesn't seem like anything that they can't get over if they really wanted to. Latoya said Erica just needs to hush and listen because her and her weird ass story about Tom and the lies, yes, snowing in Pasadena. Then talking about she won her earrings and the judge later took them. Yeah, I agree. She should just stay in her lane. Just go and do your Erica Jane thing. Go do some performances and stay out of this. But they're mad over things like I said, the reunion and Dorit butting in when Kyle was talking to Kathy. They're mad about Kyle doing Amazon Live and saying that they weren't the good friends that we think they were. Kyle says she's mad at BravoCon because Dorit was asked, who's her favorite sister out of Kyle and Kathy. And really, if you look at the scene, she was getting ready to take a sip, and Kyle knocked the thing out her hand, and the water spilled on her. So she was like, "So definitely, it's not Kyle who's my favorite." I don't think she wanted to answer the question, is why she was getting ready to take the sip. But Kyle is, in my opinion, blowing that out of proportion, saying like, "Oh, she was embarrassed." So it's layered. It's layered, yet it's surface bullshit. And if they're really good friends, they should be able to get back past it. The real issue, in my opinion, is the separation started in their friendship when Kyle started hanging out with Morgan. And she was shutting Dorit out because she didn't want anybody close to her knowing that whatever was going on with her and Morgan, point blank. And that's where the rift started in their relationship. And then these extra little things added onto it. It's just kind of like, Dorit's at a point where she's going through her separation. She ain't about to let nobody step on her. She's ready to stand up to Kyle. She feels, discarded by Kyle. Again, Kyle didn't speak to her after she said 3 sentences of, well, maybe Kathy just wants you to take a little bit of accountability at the reunion. That turns into months of them not speaking. Kyle's also mad that Dorit had revealed her text message on the reunion to the world. So it's like, figure it out, because Dorit just ain't the same run over friend that she was when they just started hanging out. And I think that's they're gonna have to figure out the new dynamic, the new Dorit and the new Kyle, who's now single, allegedly, and where they go from here if they can figure it out. But we also, on a side note, we got to see Garcelle and her producer era, which is dope. I'm happy to see her thriving and producing movies. We've seen some of her movies out on Lifetime, so it was dope to see that. We also saw a little glimpse of Oliver. You guys know Oliver has a baby on the way. He had his baby shower recently, so Garcelle about to have a new grandbaby on the way. But it was dope to just see her in that producer era and see her doing something positive. So I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that. Um, After that, the news drops of Dorit's separation. We see the announcement that we saw back in May when she dropped it on Instagram. And ironically, Dorit goes to Kathy's house and not Kyle's. Shocker, shocker, because her and Kyle are not doing that great. But she stopped by Kathy's house. Kathy is getting full grooming, hair, face mask, lips, sipping on her coffee. I say, that's the era I want to be in. When do I get in the rich Kathy era? That's where I want to be. Lily said, another baby. I thought he and his baby mother split in. New woman, Lily. A new woman. Not the same woman, but he has a baby on the way. He does. Let me see if I can show you real quick, because they just had the baby shower not too long ago. But not the same woman, sis. See if you can see this video. Can you see that? But that's the baby shower right there. That's him. That's the new baby mama right there. And they just had it on the 12th of November. So recent. Yep. Victoria said she's so rich she could do anything. And that's exactly what she was doing. Like, when I tell y'all, I want that life. But same thing though there. When she talks to Kathy, she's talking about his drinking. She's painting him out to be the bad guy. I really don't like that. I don't. And I think it's going to cause more issues after PK is seeing these episodes. I really do. What else? We get to the party, this fashion art party that I have no clue what the theme is. Couldn't figure it out to save my life. Let me know if you guys knew the artist or whatever. But we get to the party and we meet Boza. Very interesting. Boza is our new housewife. You see her up there in the pink, the chocolate goddess Boza. And I did a little research on her too. I wanted to know a little bit more about her. She's a boss. She really is. So Boza, Bozoma. I hope I'm saying that right. She's 47. She moved from Ghana to Colorado at the age of 12, and she graduated from Wesleyan University in 1999. Um, Bowles has served as the global CMO of Netflix, the CMO of Endeavor, the CBO of Uber, the head of marketing at Apple Music and iTunes, and the head of music and entertainment marketing at Pepsi. So she is a true boss. In addition to being named Forbes most influential CMO in 2021, Boza is also an author and created the Badass Workshop, which strives to empower women by expanding their boundaries for career health and wellness, lifestyle, relationship goals, and so much more. So she's a boss. Yeah, I like that. Kathy was so happy to meet Boza, and she was like, "Oh, it's Boss." And they were like, "No, her name is Boza." She said, "Yeah, no, it's Boss." I thought that was dope. It was kind of, paying homage to her. So she was like, "All right, I'll take it." So I think people thought she was just messing up her name or doing the whole toothless, not homeless, not toothless thing, but she was bigging her up. So I thought that was dope. She really is a boss. And I'm excited to get to know her. It was a little weird, right off the bat, Boza met Dorit, and Dorit just downloaded on her. Like within 2 seconds of Boza just saying hello to her, Dorit's like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm going through a separation. My husband's an alcoholic." She said it again. My husband's an alcoholic. We're trying to figure things out. Boza's like, okay. But they hit it off. Boza says she likes her. She's transparent. Clearly, she told her life story within 2 seconds. So, her and Dorit seemed to hit it off. Victoria said, I like that too. And she's a black woman and dark skinned. Yes, do your thing. Yeah, it's good to see another black woman on the show. And I agree with you, for it to be a chocolate woman. We hear so many things about Potomac and colorism. I'm glad that we're seeing more dark skinned women, even on Potomac and here. And I hope, I feel like Atlanta always had the chocolate, but it's good to see it start to translate onto other shows. Hell, I hope we get some more chocolate on Salt Lake City too. But I agree with you. I'm happy to see her here. She's a true boss, and I really, really want to get to know her more. Um, I'm so congested. I'm so sorry, guys. But Garcelle and Kyle and Erica, they catch up. And this is where things start going into circles, because they ask, Garcelle asks, "What's going on with you?" Kyle lets them know that Maurice has moved out, but we prefer anybody over Anne Marie Lily. I agree. We prefer anybody over Anne Marie. She was such a dud. But this is where it gets confusing. Kyle saying that Maurice moved out. She's saying that he moved out and that the tabloids are blowing things up. She doesn't want to mention the woman's name, which we all know she's talking about Morgan. It's a little late, and that's what Garcelle said to her. Like, it's a little late to say that we're not going to mention Morgan's name. Like, you had the woman on the show. She's saying that they're not together, that she only want to speaks about herself. Yet in that same conversation, she talks about having a conversation with her daughters because she didn't want them to be disappointed in her or mad at her or angry with her. It doesn't make sense. If there's nothing going on with you and Morgan, if there's nothing there, then what is the conversation you had with your daughters? Thank you, Latoria. What is the conversation to have with your daughters if you and Morgan are not together? I don't get it. And let's stop playing like we don't see her all over the world with Morgan. Everywhere Morgan goes, Kyle is there. If she has a performance in Timbuktu, Kyle is there. We see them all out in the mountains, dressed in their matching flannel. Like, stop playing in our face. You're with this woman. I get it. She wants to come out when she wants to, but don't play in my face. And that's what she's doing. So it really didn't make sense. And I agree. I think she was, she's not divorced even yet. They're just separated. He just moved out. So yeah, she's cheating. Yes, she is. And was cheating before they even separated. She was already getting tattoos and hanging out with this chick. So yes, agreed. So that's what I say. Like, it's just dancing around the questions, the same as last season. The man's moved out. Be honest about whatever it is going on, and let's just move on. You are creating more speculation by not just addressing it, in my opinion. That's how I feel. Um, Throughout the party, we see Kyle pull Dorit to the side, and that's kind of how we ended. And it's a to be continued because she pulled Dorit aside, and she's saying, "Listen, Kyle saying, I know why you're upset. Let's try to move forward." And almost kind of glaze over it. And Dorit wasn't having it. Like, nah. If we're gonna have a conversation, we're gonna talk about it all. And it's gonna take more than this little, you give an apology and tell me what I'm upset about. No, I'm gonna tell you what I'm upset about. Like Latoria said Morgan done bump Kyle crazy. Yeah. She like if you like it, I love it, but don't play with me and act like the internet that is not catching y'all all over the place together. And act like you can't mention her name and all of that stuff. Like, girl, you had her on the show. What are we doing? But yeah, Dorit was not having it. She was like, "No, Kyle, you're gonna listen." And she said, "I am questioning if we were truly friends. I feel disposed by you. I feel like you want to be my friend. When you feel like it, you get upset with me and don't talk to me. So if we're gonna get into it, let's get into it." And Kyle is like, "I'm not gonna have this conversation being aggressive." I didn't feel like Tariq was being aggressive. I feel like she was being direct and being clear on how she was feeling. And Kyle couldn't take that. She used to be in that, the one always asserting herself and having the last word and having the finger and the head nod going. But Dorit clocked in, as we said, and let her know, no, you ain't running this conversation. We gonna talk or we ain't gonna talk. Period. So that's what we leave off with them, honey. I can't wait to see more of that conversation because it looked like it get heated in the sneak peek of next week. But she definitely ain't trying to have it. So I definitely am I am interested in the season. Like I said, it wasn't the best first episode, premiere episode, but overall it was good to just catch up with everyone, see where they are, and we'll see where the season goes from here. Hopefully they don't disappoint. Now listen, speaking of disappointment, honey, let's talk about RHONY. I don't have a whole lot to say about RHONY. Let me go to my notes about them because I said, is RHONY pranking us? Like, I know the prank is what we're talking about right now, but is RHONY pranking us? Is this really the season? Because this is terrible. So I don't know with RHONY, but here we left off where we were before dodgeball. Surprise! It's a prank. Rebecca's not pregnant. She's also not pregnant by a one night stand by somebody she doesn't know because she's a married woman. Why would you even start a rumor about yourself as a married woman is a whole nother ball game. But I wouldn't even have involved myself in that. But how lame. How lame. Latoya said, I can't with them. They don't need to come back. Latoya also said, what we got to see, yes, Dorit, yes. The white black project chick. Yeah, she ain't having it. But yeah, how lame this prank that they played. Um, it was the only thing that was really interesting to me is Raquel and her fiance. Raquel and her fiance and Jenna are the only people that I'm interested in. So seeing Raquel and her fiance planned their engagement party. They're doing a ball theme and not your typical ball. You know, they're doing a cow ball. I thought that was dope. I think it's a dope theme. I can't wait to see more. They just seem like an interesting couple, and I just love when I genuinely want to get to know a housewife, not just because of some shady storyline that they came up with to introduce themselves on the show, but they're really the only ones that I'm interested in. Everybody's talking about the prank, and I was interested in, okay, if this was a prank, how come Bryn was saying, well, I called around and I heard that they freaky and they mess around and they swing and all this other type stuff. But now Bryn is saying she was in on the prank as well. However, Aaron is not letting people know that Bryn was in on the prank. So again, this prank being a storyline is the lamest thing ever. But I just don't get it, you know. Side note with Brand, she has some eggs that she collected and froze, so she's thinking about having a baby. She asked her ex fiance for his sperm for them to, make embryos. And if you want to have children with him, why didn't you marry him? I don't understand. But oddly enough, he said yes. She's saying now they got to figure out because he's bi-coastal. He spends a lot of time in London and LA. It made absolutely no sense. If you are willing to have a baby with him, I don't understand why you didn't marry him when he asked you before. I don't get it. Victoria said, what was the place they went to with the glory hole and all? That seemed like a lot of fun for adults. I have to look it up. I forgot. I don't know the name off the top of it, but I have to look and see. Where did they go? But I'll look and see. But I can't recall the name. But it did look like fun. But yeah, like, so Brenda's trying to have a baby by the time she's 40 with her ex fiance who's bi-coastal. Uber throws a pigeon themed lunch. Like there's pigeons on the table. They running this pigeon thing into the ground. So that's where I guess Bren woke up and decided, they're trying to play me. I knew about the prank. They're acting like I didn't know. And like I was trying to be the messy pigeon that told everybody when I was already in on the prank and she feels set up. And that's to be continued with Aaron, who just showed up at I'm gonna just call it the pigeon picnic. She shows up and we'll see what happens there. But it's so lame, y'all. Like RHONY is so lame to me. I'm really trying. Um, I really am. I'm trying to find the place that you were talking about with the glory hole. I'm trying to see. Place. Even the place they went to when they were doing the theme of the party, I thought was cool. Glory hole place in NYC. Oh, it's not coming up. Just a bunch of raunchy places. I can't find it, but I'm gonna go back and look for it.
Yeah, Latoya said trying to find things to talk about. I'm truly recapping it because that's my job, but you know, it was one thing for them to do this prank and okay, we move on, but now the prank is turning into, well, I knew about the prank, so don't be trying to test me, or y'all was testing me, or now you're trying to make like I'm not trustworthy because I told people but I was in on it. Like, it's taking on a life of its own, and that is truly annoying. So that's all I really have to say about RHONY. I'm not feeling it, but y'all have at it. I will keep on. Hopefully, the mid-season trailer dropped this week. Even the mid-season trailer, I was not thrilled about. We'll see. I do know that Jessel did an interview where she said that filming had to end early because of whatever's going to happen on this trip that they have coming up. They weren't able to continue filming. So we'll see if it turns the corner and miraculously becomes a good season when they have their trip. But I am just not interested. Lily said, I hope they ask Roni. It just isn't it. Yeah. Well, like I said, if I don't know, Lily, if you saw the mid season trailer, I did drop that on my Instagram and Facebook. And, like I said, Jessel did this interview saying that they had to cut filming short because of whatever beefs were going on this trip. So we'll see what happens there and if it miraculously becomes interesting. But that's all I have for you guys. I've totally missed you guys. I did not recap Life After Lockup this past Friday. I didn't recap Bell Collective or Love and Marriage Huntsville. Everything was just so, and I was trying to get over this cold, so I didn't. But I did have a great interview on Monday with Charlisa, the baby mother, or let me say the children's mother of Darius Harris, who is Jazzy's fiance. We heard Jazzy on Potomac give her timeline of her fiance's children and when they were conceived versus when she was together. Well, we got the tea straight from the source, and Charlissa gave a great interview. I appreciate her. So if you haven't watched that interview, make sure you do. It is on my YouTube. It's doing so well. Shout out to Millie Chun, to Pop Culture Green Room, to Just L. Moransky, Philly Diva, and Latoria for forwarding it out. Same Lily for you forwarding it out to other Facebook groups and people out, and subscribers. I really truly appreciate you guys for the support. So I am working on the next interview, Latoria. I'm trying to reach out to True. True got his page set up where you can't message him unless he follows you too. So I'm trying to figure out a way around that. I'm about to just comment under one of his pictures at this point in the game, but I'm trying to line up some more interviews. I'm getting more comfortable doing it, and I appreciate your support. Now, and Lily said, by the way, thank you for the interview. Thank you. I truly enjoyed it. And Charlisa said she would keep in touch, that she has more receipts. And she said, she got them blocked, but Jazzy is supposed to be doing an interview sometime this week. Jazzy mentioned that. Jazzy did mention that she said that she would be doing an interview on a reputable platform. I guess I'm not reputable to her, but she said she would be doing it on a reputable platform. So we'll see what she has to say. And Charlisa is sitting on ready to interview again and drop more receipts if she needs to. So if I was Jazzy, I'd tread lightly. Bloop. Now, before I get out of here, as I always say, if you have a business or a product you want me to promote on my social media pages, my promotional prices are there. If you want to be a sponsor of the podcast, where I will promote your business or product on all of my podcast episodes. If you're interested, you can DM me or email me at what you see above reality_recap. Also, my Cash App is down in the corner, $reality recap. I appreciate the support so far. But remember, guys, the tea is not free. So keep supporting to help my podcast and my platform grow. And how can you support for free? like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Link is in my bio on my Instagram and Facebook. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. This is where you get all the piping hot tea. Latoria said, I think she did a good interview, spoke very well, and was very classy with her responses. Yeah, and she did tell me that he did not want her to do that. Darius did not want her to do that interview. I was more so shocked that he even knew. I was like, he knows you're doing this interview with me? I was trying to contain myself because it was kind of like, okay, he doesn't want her to know. He doesn't want her to do this, but he knows about my page. So I was trying to contain my excitement, but he did not want her to do it. And I think she would. I think she spoke really classy. I think she tried to be respectful and just honestly tell her side of the story. She wasn't trying to shade nobody. She was just trying to tell her truth, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But guys, as I always say, reality TV stars are humans too. Don't forget that. Set your alerts. I will be back tomorrow to give you my thoughts on tonight's episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, my favorite girls. I gave you a sneak peek of the episode. I think it's going to get real rocky at Mary's Breakfast at Tiffany's party. So y'all stay tuned in for that, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. It's your girl V with Reality Recap. Y'all have a great evening.